Hey, what's up, guys? This is D'Artagnan, or Darth, whatever you want to call me. Back at you here. I want to show you guys a couple things I did since you last saw me. Number one, oh, you hear that? That's the airdrop. Wow. So they dropped it in the wasteland. So that's the airdrop right there. I recommend you putting a marker down, whatever one you want, and just say airdrop. It might disappear after like today or whatever, so you kind of want to just you know, not worry about it as far as having it up there or whatever. So I mean, it's like if I log in tomorrow, it might be gone. If you were to get close to it again, you would see like a parachute over it or whatever, so you know it's there. But anyway, so I created a ramp here, just out of cobblestone frames, no big deal. It consists of, you know, 4 frames high, two across, and then 3 frames, 2 frames, 1 frame, and then I put the vertical frames up there as well. So it gives me a little bit. This is gonna be my new access point to the base. Okay. So what I'll end up doing eventually here is getting rid of the front door, the entire porch area. This is interesting. Okay. I don't know where these guys came from. Oh, you know what? As I logged off, I heard a bunch of noise. I'm pretty sure it was a wandering horde. Because I came out of the house. Oh, look at that bear. That's weird. That's interesting. I came out of the house because I heard footsteps. Because you can hear footsteps. And I came around this way, and on the path coming from the road over there, I could see like 5 or 6 zombies coming. I can hear footsteps right now. Alright. Anyways. So eventually I will block off the door and all that stuff. So inside the base, I went ahead and utilized the forge. Oh, and like I said before, zombies can't jump, so this is a gap here of two blocks. You could do 1 block. As far as I know, they cannot jump. They, you know, even if they're running at nighttime, they would not make it across there. But I like to have a two gap, just for peace of mind. You know, no big deal. You don't have to if you don't want to, but for me, I just like having the 2 gap there. Makes me feel a little better. In the forge down here, I want to show you. I went ahead and made the anvil. Okay, so the anvil's there now. So, and then I made arrowheads. I now have 109 iron arrows. Okay. Also, I made a cooking pot, which is right here, and a cooking grill. You can make those things once you get the anvil up and running. I also made forged iron and made myself a new pickaxe, shovel, and now a fire axe to take down wood. And like I said, the arrows. And so now our skills have been increased. So that's what we did so far at the forge. So the forge is really important. I mean, that's really good stuff there. We also so I put the cooking pot in here and the cooking grill. I made some grilled meat, so now my stuff's up here. And so what I think we're gonna do is, well, you know, the airdrop's there. We could go for the airdrop, or I was thinking about taking this road up here and see where this road leads to. So I'm not sure. Let's see here. The road is probably gonna lead to, I would assume that around here would be where the main hub city is, if I had to guess. I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and go to the airdrop and just see what we get here. So the hub city could be possibly 2.4 kilometers away. That's pretty far. So anyways, we'll go ahead and head to the hub city. Okay, or I mean to the airdrop, and just see what we got over there. We got enough resources on us to where we should be okay for a little trip. I went out last night and got some clay in the nighttime. I think I might have had that in video, I'm not sure, but don't necessarily recommend it unless you you know, have a safe way getting back up. I put some frames down, and then I just used those frames to get back out of, you know, back on top. If I would have heard anything at all, I would have immediately just ran back. So the reason why the deer ran there is because there's a zombie over there. So we're going to just forget the deer. I have enough food right now to where I'm not too concerned about this. So we're in the wasteland, 76 degrees right now. Oh, nice little road here. Which I think this road probably connects to the one we originally came in on. Yeah, probably a big old curve over there. So no big deal. We're going to head down here this way. We're going to bypass that zombie. Alrighty. And we're just going to head straight towards the airdrop. When you get close to the airdrop, you'll see like a giant parachute and stuff. You know, that's to let you know that that what direction it's in. If you were to have lost it, maybe on your map. Got another lake over here. That's kind of cool. Take it easy here for a second. The POI looks like it's leading the POI trail. Oh, the POI trail. So there's a POI trail right here. We'll go ahead and not necessarily follow it, but it looks like it's kind of going in the same direction we are. Remember the waste I told you, there is a possibility, I'm not sure 100%, but there could be dogs, things like that, so just remain vigilant. Now if you get infected by a dog or a zombie, it goes in stages. So you start off with the stage 1 infection, and I want to say you have several hours to correct that. If you don't correct it, then it goes to stage 2, and then stage 3 would be, I believe, your energy, health, just kind of drains. And then you're kind of just stuck. It's a pretty big building over there. I wonder what that is. That is a ranger station. Wow. I've only ever seen a ranger station in the middle of the waste. That's kind of cool. You know, once you see the buildings enough times, you kind of get the feel for it. Ranger station is another really good building to start in. Honestly, it's probably one of my favorite ones. It's 2 stories. The bottom part is cobblestone, much like the house we're in right now. And it's we're almost there. Probably right over this ridge here. Once we get up here, it's 2 stories, cobblestone on the bottom, so you can easily upgrade it. Another ranger station. That's interesting. Got like 2 in a row there. I've seen this before where they kind of do this kind of thing where it's kind of like, you know, see, I ran out of stamina now. And I think I told you before, you kind of don't want to let it dip down. So there's the airdrop. You see it, how it has the parachute on it? That's how you know where it is. That's how they let you know. So I let my stamina dip down. We're not really in any kind of immediate danger. I'll probably use that beer, actually, to help me get back home. So I don't have to worry about the stamina so much. Seen quite a few zombies out here, but thankfully we've been able to basically avoid them for the most part. I'm not sure. Oh, there it is right there. So this is the airdrop. It's a supply crate. You have to take what's in it. If you don't take what's in it, it's actually going to disappear. Like what? So if you don't have the room in your inventory, and you try to take it, and let's say there's 1 or 2, it actually explodes on itself, and you will not, be able to get it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this beer. Okay. So now we're just going to seriously just straight run back to the base. Now the ranger stations, every ranger station has inside of it a safe in the bottom. There's a gun safe. The gun safe has 2,500 health, so once again, not necessarily something I'd want to come in here and try to take over or try to get into unless you had some decent tools. The ones we have now are much better. I'll show you them when we get back to the base. Maybe we'll take apart or take down a couple trees and a couple boulders or something like that. But Still not quite where we want to be at as far as that stuff goes. So I mean, I'm not going to really get too into the whole you know, brass is always good. Oh wow, that's a potato seed. That's actually pretty amazing, to be honest with you. That's something we really need in this game. I might actually start a little baby farm just to kind of get it going with the blueberries we got and the potatoes. I don't know if we ever got any corn. I don't think we've got any corn yet. But alright, so 2 ranger stations in the wasteland. Alright, let's keep that in mind. They're not too far from the base. Like I said though, not necessarily a place you want to visit too often. Athletics is 18, that's cool. Cool, crawler. Got a crawler. Yep, so we'll probably go back, do some farming, and fix the base up, I think. If you're going up a hill, you can jump to kind of try to get it up a little bit quicker. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If you're going up a steep hill, because sometimes you'll come across real steep hills, you can maybe go sideways, like on a vertical on it, and then jump, you know, in the direction you're trying to get to. And sometimes that works, and will get you to where you want to be. Grab this stone here because I don't think we have any more of these around the base. The beer is worn off. I grabbed more clay, right? I think I did. Might have to get some more actually. I don't know how much I grabbed actually. But yeah, so I decided we're going to make this base our home for at least the first 7-day horde. And all the things I do for the next couple of days are going to be to show you how to survive that without, you know, going too crazy. Shouldn't be an issue. We're basically going to make a lip around the house because there are spider zombies and they can climb walls. So if there's no lip there, they will literally just climb up the entire wall. Then I will probably put a lip around made out of wood frames, upgraded twice, and then around the lip I'll attach bars. I will probably try to detach these stairs. So I'll try to break these stairs away from the wall so there's a gap between the stairs. Because I mean honestly, it's just a liability. Or I'll actually block that door up and maybe put a wall like right here, and just kind of make it so that they can't really get into this area at all. And then I'll wall off this area right here, the front of these pillars, and then the back right here. Oh Jesus, that was stupid lag. And I'll wall off the back here too. And then we'll just have basically I want to make the house as much of a square as I possibly can. And then I'll be able to walk on the outside of it on the pillars I'm going to have. And I'll be able to walk on the outside of it and get to where I need to get to the zombies that are attacking the base. Because they generally come from one area, like one direction, I should say. So once you find out which direction they're coming from, you can pretty much just kind of stay on that side of the base. I'll put down some wooden spikes, a lot of wooden spikes. the upgraded one. I'll have the better ones, the ones that are wood log spikes, and then I'll have them upgrade a little bit, probably level 2 wood, and I'm going to have at least 2, maybe 3 rows of those. So you can see the tools are so much better now. I mean, this is, you know, we're making good progress here with the tools. I've got 556 stone. Okay. I planted some trees. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but you can plant trees. These are planted trees, okay? They'll grow in like maybe, I don't know, 2 days' time in the game. So they're pretty quick to go ahead to grow up. They have, I want to say, several stages. Stage 1 I want to say is 250, stage 2 is 500, and stage 3 is 1,000. So if you give them enough time, they will mature into a full-size tree and have 1,000 hit points and give you the most amount of wood. We're going to need a lot of wood. So we're going to be making wooden frames a lot. We're going to be using the forge a lot. We'll need fuel for that. Yeah. So, oh, and the spikes, we're going to need a lot for just to make the spikes in general. We'll need a lot of trees for that. We're going to have to dig out the ground. Generally, when you put spikes in the ground, like the spikes I put around the house, whatever, they're just something I'm putting out there for a temporary relief to make sure we don't get, you know, more than anything, I don't want a screamer zombie outside the house. So, like, if she can kill herself, that's great. Because if I didn't have spikes out there, and a zombie was interested enough and wanted to keep bothering us, then I would eventually go outside and take care of it. So the problem with the screamer zombie is the second she sees you, she screams and yells, and it's terrifying. And, you know, she calls a mini horde. You know, like I said, and it's not like something you really want to necessarily deal with at all, let alone if you didn't have any kind of defense at all. So that's why I like having the spikes out there. It gives me a sense of protection. And I know that I'm not going to just be sitting there, you know, in the base at nighttime, having a good time, and then all of a sudden you hear her out there, you know, because she has a distinct sound. You'll know what she sounds like in the morning, and you'll hear her out there. And I mean, if she dies in the spikes, and then I turn the forge off and go outside in the morning, I can go do my own thing. I mean, it's not a big deal. But if she's there, well, then I'm not going to be able to do, you know, get out of the house, whatever, without her being in the way. And generally, wherever the forge is where she's drawn to. So if the forge is where it is now, like next to the fireplace in the front of the house, that's where she's going to gravitate towards, is towards that section of the house where the forge is. So especially if I can get those stairs removed eventually and kind of secure that area in the front of the house there, then we'll be fine. A lot of those stones are broken, and I actually need cement to fix them. So I'm not sure if I'm going to leave them there, or maybe replace them with cobblestone frames. So I might just get rid of them and put cobblestone frames there instead. Alright, so let's see. We got 3,000 wood. I'm going to start making some wood log spikes. So here's wood log spikes. We're going to need lots. I don't know how many. It's a pretty big house. We'll start off with 75. Nah, we'll do 50 first. And then kind of take it from there. But we're going to need a couple more trees, because we're going to have to do a lot of upgrading too. And we're going to need the frames for around the house. So we've got a lot going on. I'm going to need a lot more cobblestone frames, a lot more cobblestone rocks. We probably got an entire day ahead of us just worth of upgrading and stuff. Pretty sure I hit that deer, but whatever. deer is down. This is the part of the game that sucks when you're playing on 60 minutes, because you have a lot of things you want to do. I saw that zombie. You got a lot of things you want to do as far as being prepared for the 7-day horde. And with the base we have, it's not like it's a bad base by any means, but there is definitely a lot of work that needs to be done. And, you know, I don't want to bore you guys to death, but where'd he go? There's no way he's dead. Alright, take it. I don't want to bore you guys to death, but I mean, the reality is it's a necessary thing that has to be done in the game. So we're definitely going to be spending some time fixing up the house. And in my opinion, you know, when it comes to this game, some people are, you know, have different play styles, different goals in mind. My goal is to have a good defense, because once my base is secure and I know it is, well then yeah, then I can focus on finding the next city. I can focus on, you know, getting the next best recipe for a crossbow or whatever. But honestly, you don't want to mess around and wait till day 7 and then think about what you're going to do as far as defending yourself. And I don't believe in the whole, like, I'm going to find a random place, I'm going to go there and just wait it out. Wow, that was really close. That tree looked like it was staying up and not going to hit me, and then almost fell right on me. That was crazy. If that tree would have killed me, I would have been pretty upset, I'm not going to lie. Anyway, so, you know, my settings are on medium. My zombies run at night. You know, I don't necessarily want to take a chance and mess around with 20 zombies in some building in the middle of a city trying to, you know, break in for 15 solid minutes and then just hoping for the best. I'd rather be proactive and have my base all set up to where I am confident that when they do come, I'll be able to defend myself. So that's, you know, that's where I am as far as that goes. Oh, you know what's probably increasing my level and stuff is the what's the temperature at? 59 degrees. Let me get rid of here. Plant these seeds. The fact that I'm making the woodlog spikes in my inventory is giving me, see that right there? Miscellaneous crafting, now level 17. That's because I'm making those spikes in my inventory in the background. So, you know, I told you, you can always be crafting, always making something. I'll give you a demonstration at nighttime about, well, I was talking about the arrows, as far as making the arrows heads while you're in the forge and getting a double XP for it while you're making the other arrows. So we'll go over that when it becomes nighttime and we're inside. He's tired, I'm tired, you're tired, we're all tired. So on day 5 in this game, they have it in the game set for you could have a dog day, where there's a random chance that maybe, I'm not sure if you're by your base, you might be safe, I don't know, but there's a random chance where you could possibly encounter a dog horde. And I'm not sure what the numbers are on that, as far as how many, whatever, but regardless, I turned mine into a nurse horde. So if I were to get, like, on tomorrow, if I was hanging out, if I was going to be doing, if I was be at a city or something like that, for example, and all of a sudden there was 5 or 6 nurses coming from a certain direction, that would be a spawn from a nurse horde, and you know, that's what we're looking for. But generally it's dogs, but I feel like in this game you have enough trouble with dogs when you finally start encountering them. They do come on horde nights for sure, and you know, they're just a pain. I don't know, maybe it's cheap or whatever, but yeah. Alright, so we're gonna go into the night. Got a lot of resources here. The wood log spikes are still coming. Let's see here, what else we got. Okay, so we got a sniper rifle schematic. That's pretty sweet. We'll go ahead and read that. Shotgun slug schematic. Recipe is known. So this recipe gets thrown away because when it comes to guns, I want to get points in it, but I want to do it by just making gunpowder. It's not that hard to do, so that's gone. Enforcer magazine gives you the 44 Magnum recipe, which is pretty sweet. We'll go ahead and read that. Okay. And then now we got the iron helmet schematic, which we don't know, and we'll go ahead and read that. Okay, cool. I think I brought in some stuff here. Yeah, so I got some clay. And we got some iron. We can go ahead and probably put, let's see, we've already got 200 iron going in there. Put 100 clay in there. And then we're going to go ahead and turn this on for a little bit. We'll go ahead and just say 20 minutes-ish. Let that burn up. And then we're going to go ahead and make some food, I think. Now that I got that grill, oh, you know what I should have done? That might not be a big deal. I don't know. Whatever. Sorry about that. I was going to say, what I should have done, maybe considering the fact that I plan on running the forge and the camper at the same time. If you run the campfire and the forge at the same time, it creates more heat in the game, and that's a good chance you're going to hear some screamers come. Now, they will come and investigate. If they can't see you, they will not call a horde. But if you were to, like, let's say, open this door up, and they were standing out there, and they saw you, they would scream and call a horde, and that would be just not really a good time. So we got this murky water we can finally make now. And then also we're going to cook that meat up. So we're going to go ahead and just go in the grill here. And we will do bottled water times 14. And that's going to be a minute 23. So like I said before, don't put all your stuff in here. Just do it for a minute 30, okay? And then the grilled meat, we want to do grilled meat now since we have, what's it called? You want to do grilled meat. So the grilled meat, it'll be another minute 47. So we're at another minute, and then we'll do like 4 minutes. Oh, that's what's going on. The water. What is going on? Oh, I'm not here. Okay. So down here I'll tell you 147, 115. So. It's about 4 minutes. Okay, no big deal. Okay, let's get this stuff out of here now. Glass pane. I don't even know why I got that, but whatever. Got enough animal hides now to where we could make probably 2 more forges. I don't think I'm going to do it here. Like I said, in this base, not really necessarily a concern of mine, but it's nice to have the option if you wanted it to be able to do that. So we got all kinds of wood now. Excellent. Put that in there, put the iron up there. We will put our stone up there. Should probably go get some more coal one of these days out there. Put the potato seeds down here. Bone goes in there. Okay, so the arrows. Let's talk about the arrows real quick here. Okay, so I got 126 I could make. Is that all I have though? So let's say I want to make 126 arrows, okay? And I want to get the most out of my experience. If I come down here and I type in arrow, okay, so iron arrowhead, I could make 290. We don't need that. We need 126, but we really don't though. We want to do the math and split that up. So it'll be 63-ish. So 63. It'll take a minute and 6 seconds. So watch. We'll craft all these real quick. And then what we're going to do is once these are done, we'll go back. We'll pull these out. I need some wood. But the reason why I'm staying in here, let's see if it'll happen. I'm going to stay in here because if I stay in the forge, especially at earlier levels, every one of these little tiny clicks, there we go right there, weaponsmithing 17. Every one of those little clicks there is giving me experience points in weaponsmithing. So if I sit here long enough, I mean this is the kind of thing where it's kind of cheap, where it's kind of like, okay, maybe you queue up 500 arrowheads and you go make a sandwich and you're gone for 5 or 10 minutes. You know, that's the kind of thing where the game, you know, that's what you could do if you wanted to. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go grab the wood upstairs once these ones are, I should have brought it with me. If I'd have brought it with me, it would have been a lot quicker, but it's okay. Alrighty, we'll go here real quick. Now, making arrows takes longer than making the bullet heads, or the arrowheads, sorry. But if we go into arrows here now, okay, we queue up the 63, okay, iron arrow, okay. Then we go in here, type in arrow, we do the other 63 we need, okay, craft that. Now we're getting double experience because look, we're making arrows down here, we're making arrowheads up here, okay. So right now we're double dipping in the experience points. This is what I'm talking about. So later on in the game, you make a workbench, you queue up 500 gunpowder on yourself, 500 on the workbench, and you're getting double experience. And this could be with anything. You could be making arrows while you're making forged iron. You could be making arrows while you're making some nails. Maybe you want to make some rebarb frames, which are the best frames, by the way. Weaponsmithing skill went up again. Rebarb frames automatically upgrade right to cement, but you need cement, obviously, to do that. So oh, and whatever you don't use in a forge, like let's say we're going to move bases, you could get it out. If you just click on iron or clay, you can actually, you can get it all back out. Because remember, this is 5 times, so whatever, so if you divide that by 5, then you get that back. So weaponsmithing went up again. And now, so we're done with the arrowheads, we have them, and we still get to make 63 more arrows. So, I mean, you know, it's pretty good. We still have 60 more. So so the math was kind of off. I probably should have made about maybe only 55 arrowheads and made those arrows while I was making these ones. So there wouldn't be any kind of overlap, but there is, but it's not the end of the world. The forge. We can leave that on for a little bit longer. Alright, it is midnight. Something I'm going to need a lot of are iron bars. This is not, yeah, we're going to need, we're going to need a lot more iron. Wooden frames, we need a lot of those, wooden frames. That is definitely a zombie. Not a screamer though, thankfully. We'll make 75 frames. And hopefully they will be enough to go around the place. And I'll need some cobblestone frames too. I want to replace everything downstairs. So, wow. So the doorway, the windows on those two, all these windows, I want to replace all those with cobblestone frames. And then with cobblestone frames, all you need to fill them up is cobblestone rocks, which you make. That might be a witch. Anyway, so cobblestone rocks are either a lump of clay and small stone. So that's what you would use. And then the only problem with this is that if you're using only your stone axe, you have to hit it 5 times to upgrade at once, which is all you can upgrade until you get cement. But it's just really quite time consuming. So if you have 30 frames, 40 frames, whatever the case is, you're looking at quite a bit of time to upgrade all those frames and get them ready. So just keep that in mind when you're playing or whatever. And yeah, so we're at 36 minutes. I want to, oh my god, okay, now I'm glad I did that. Actually, you see the heart over there in the left? There's a heart there. That means I'm bleeding out right now. So as you can watch, my health is going down, going down, going down. So in order to stop that, we're going to do the bandage. So use a bandage. Now, you could make your own bandage instead. If you grab some cloth fragments and right there, the bandage. Now, this bandage will not heal me, but it would stop the bleeding. And you just make it. So. Oh, I did break my leg when I had logged off earlier, and I went out this door here. Excuse me. I went out this door here, and I was working on the ramp out there, and I went to do a jump, and I jumped in directly into the spikes, and it I jumped directly into the spikes, and I broke my leg. So that was pretty amazing. Probably just some bad luck. So cobblestone frames, we're going to do another, I don't know, we'll do 50 of those. And I think that's where I'm going to leave you for tonight. Okay, it's been 38 minutes. Let me know what you think. Okay, we got food going. We got the forge downstairs going. We got everything going. We're making progress. Actually, you know what? I'm probably going to go up here and grab the rest of the iron we have. I was going to save some iron and go ahead and use it for... upgrade the spikes, the wood spikes, but I think for the first horde, I think 3 rows of spikes will be enough to hold them off. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, so we're going to go ahead and just smelt all that into there. And eventually we're going to make our own mine, maybe even in this house. I might actually just do it down here somewhere, and we'll be able to go down into the mine and actually use the mine to get resources, which can be difficult depending on a few things, like how strong your weapons are, how fast you can go through the stone. You know, right now I think we're at like 6 or 7 hits per rock to get through, so it can be kind of a pain starting off. You know, because I mean you have to clear basically a lot of space before you get to some good stuff. Sometimes I've been. It's just like playing Minecraft where you're looking for diamonds and you're like going through, and then finally you find them. So it's pretty hit or miss depending on what you want to do. So, but we'll get into that when I actually do it. and I'll show you what that's all about. But for now, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a day. I know I have some skill points to use. We'll go over those next time too. Alright, well, thanks for watching. This is Darth, and alright, thanks.